Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's hard to believe that Christmas is just around the corner, and in today's tutorial I'm super excited to show you a super simple crochet decor that you can add to your amigurumi or as a applique to a blanket or whatever it is that you're making, and it is a peppermint patty candy. So let's gather some supplies and we will get started. So for today's tutorial, I'm just going to be using this Honey Bunny yarn. I just have a red and a white. Of course, you can use different colors. It doesn't have to be red and white. That's your kind of classic peppermint candy, but you can use anything. Now, sometimes this yarn, especially for this pattern, I find doesn't want to pull. So if that is the case for us today, I will show you a little trick so that you can pull your magic ring closed a lot easier. We're also going to just be using a 5.5mm crochet hook, my favorite size, and you'll probably need a scissors and a darning needle as well to finish off your project. So once we have all of our supplies gathered, we can jump into the tutorial. All right, so we are going to grab both our white and our red yarn. Now, this kind of can be a little bit of a difficult pattern. You have to kind of know how to do a magic ring, and you also are going to want to know how to change colors. So I will kind of go over that with you here, but you should know how to do that. Now my red yarn is going to fall here. We're going to start with the white. And the first thing we're going to do is make a magic ring. Now I do have a more in-depth tutorial on a magic ring if you're interested in that. But I'm just going to make up a magic ring here. Now, magic rings with fluffy yarn are super difficult. I like to pre-pull my ring just to make sure, because sometimes when you're creating the ring, it creates an indent and it doesn't want to pull. So I'm just pre-pulling it, and I'm not pulling too tightly on it. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing 12 double crochets within our magic ring. We're starting off with the white. Now we're going to yarn over, and we're not chaining any in here because I don't want your beginning white to be too thick. So we're not chaining, just yarning over, insert, yarn over, pull through. So you have 3 on your hook like a double crochet. Yarn over, pull through 2. So you should have 2. And at this point, we're going to anchor our white yarn. And we're going to grab our red yarn, and to change colors we're going to finish off this last pull through of the last 2 loops with our red. And this is kind of where it becomes difficult because you have to hold all these yarn tails. So now we have 1 double crochet in white, and we have red now on our hook. So now we're going to do 1 double crochet in red. Yarn over, pull through the first, and then we're going to anchor that yarn, grab our white yarn that's still attached, yarn over, and pull that through. So now we have a white double crochet and a red. We're going to continue along white, red, changing colors every stitch till about 6 stitches. And just take your time. So there we have 4. Do 5. And 6. There we go. So we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I say 6 because at this point I like to pull my magic ring a little bit just to make sure it's going to pull. Sometimes it won't, and I don't think it will pull this time. And this is just the reality of working with this yarn. Okay, there we go. So it did pull. It pulled a little fast, but that's okay. I can still work into that ring. So now I can continue along, just working into that smaller magic ring. So we want a total of 12 stitches. So there's 7. There's 8. Nine. Just got to make sure I'm still crocheting over my tail there. 10. 2 more. 11. See? Finish with the red. And 12. And we're going to finish off with white. All right. So now we're going to find our very first stitch, which was white, and we're just going to slip stitch into it, just like that. I'm going to just grab my scissors here and cut my yarn. And I'm just going to pull that yarn, that white yarn through. Now here, I mean, my magic ring is basically closed at this point because it pulled quite quickly when I tried it around 6 stitches. But I'm just going to grab my tail here and see if I can pull it a little bit more closed, which it is letting me. Just like that. And there is your little peppermint patty candy. Now you don't need to use double crochets. You can, if you're looking for a smaller version or kind of a little bit smaller but kind of in the middle. Instead of double crochets, you can do single crochets, you can do half double crochets, or if you wanted, you could do triple crochets. And then you can use these tails to attach this as an applique or whatever it is that you're creating. Now, I will just mention, because I have a lot of issues with this, I was kind of lucky this time that it worked, but sometimes you're not so lucky. So a little trick that I like to do is, instead of creating your magic ring with the fluffy yarn, I use a medium weight yarn. This is just Caron Simply Soft in white. And what I do is I'd create my magic ring with this yarn, and then I would crochet the fluffy yarn around it. Because this yarn is so fluffy, once you pull the magic ring tight, you won't even see the yarn anymore. It will get hidden in that fluffy yarn, and you're guaranteed to be able to pull it tight with this yarn because it doesn't break apart like the fluffy yarn does. So if you're really having difficulty pulling your magic ring closed, do your magic ring in the medium weight yarn, and then crochet around your magic ring still the same with the fluffy yarn. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you have a lovely Christmas and holiday season if you celebrate it. We hope to see you guys in the next video, and we hope you have a lovely day. Bye!